On the morning of September 19th, 2025, a familiar tension rippled across the skies of northern Europe. Three Russian MiG-31 fighter jets were detected flying over the Gulf of Finland. Estonian radar operators quickly sounded the alarm. The aircraft had crossed into Estonia's sovereign airspace near Vaindloo Island, just 100 kilometers from the capital, Tallinn. According to Estonian authorities, the jets entered their airspace without filing any flight plans. Their transponders were turned off, and no communication was made with air traffic control. The violation, which lasted approximately 12 minutes, triggered a rapid NATO response. Italian F-35s, deployed as part of the alliance's Baltic sentry mission, intercepted the Russian aircraft and escorted them away. Estonia reacted with forceful diplomacy. Its foreign minister, Margus Tsahkna, summoned a Russian diplomat and condemned the incident as unprecedentedly brazen. He noted that this was already the fourth such violation by Russia this year, but the scale and audacity of this one made it particularly alarming. But Moscow has a different story. The Russian Ministry of Defense issued a denial within hours. In a statement posted on Telegram, it claimed the jets followed a pre-approved route from northwestern Russia to the exclave of Kaliningrad, flying entirely over international waters. According to Moscow, the operation complied fully with international aviation laws, and independent checks confirmed there was no breach of Estonian borders. This isn't the first time such conflicting narratives have surfaced. Over the past 2 years, there's been a notable increase in airspace incidents near the borders of NATO states. Russia continues to conduct military exercises near the alliance's eastern flank, often testing reaction times and readiness. Just days before this incident, Russia and Belarus concluded their massive Zapad 2025 exercises, which included simulated use of tactical nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, NATO remains on high alert. A spokesperson confirmed the jets violated Estonian airspace and emphasized the alliance's readiness to respond to any provocation. The message was clear. Any intrusion will be met with swift, coordinated action. Global leaders weighed in quickly. U.S. President Donald Trump, when asked about the violation, said simply, "Could be big trouble." I'll let you know later, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was more direct, calling the move an unacceptable new destabilization measure, and demanded stronger collective action. French President Emmanuel Macron expressed firm solidarity with Estonia, labeling the incident yet another step in Russia's accumulation of provocations. Estonia, a small Baltic nation, shares a border with Russia and sits uncomfortably close to Kaliningrad, a heavily militarized Russian exclave on the Baltic Sea. For Moscow, Kaliningrad is a critical asset. For NATO, it's a strategic pressure point. The air corridor between mainland Russia and Kaliningrad often becomes a flashpoint as military and civilian flights crisscross contested zones. Critics of Moscow argue these incursions are intentional, psychological warfare aimed at probing NATO defenses and unsettling smaller members. The repeated violations suggest a pattern, not an accident. On the other hand, Russian officials insist the West is using minor flight deviations as propaganda tools, exaggerating routine maneuvers to justify increased militarization along its borders.